All right, welcome everyone. My name is Ilya from Polycaro BMW, and we're super excited to have you here for a live event taking a look at the all-new BMW 4 Series. Of course, it is COVID and we are going live, so will be masked and staying a perfect 6 feet apart. But we're hoping to give you a really nice overview of the vehicle, all of the new features, all of the new tech, all of the performance, as well as talk to you a little bit about Polycaro Access and our new self-service test drive. So to walk you through the vehicle, I'm going to introduce my colleague Lucas, who's the sales executive here at BMW. Lucas, if you'd like to join me, we'll be happy to take you through the vehicle. And of course, we will be answering your questions towards the end of the walkaround. So please do feel free to send them in, and we'll be reading them as they come through. Lucas?
Ilya, thank you so much for introducing me. And I'm super excited to introduce this vehicle, as it is one of the first vehicles that I've seen that really made a statement for us at BMW. Especially here at Polycaro, being a 3-4 year dealership, seeing something like this, having this put on the road in the area, I think is gonna turn some heads for sure. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna walk around and do a basic introduction to the vehicle. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask away. And one of my colleagues will definitely be relating that question to me, and I'll be happy to answer. And if I can't find the answer today, I'll find the answer tomorrow.
Absolutely.
All right.
So, Lucas, why don't we start with the exterior?
Absolutely. So the biggest thing with the exterior, with the 4 Series, I'm pretty sure a lot of you have seen pictures. Pictures of why. What are we talking about? We're going to turn our heads all the way to the grille to start. The grille right here being the biggest grille I've ever seen in the auto industry, bigger than any of our competitors. And a lot of people ask why? And we wanted to make a statement. We want to tell people that this is a BMW and this is the 4 Series, and we're making a change in the auto industry. With the active grille, it's able to take more air into the engine, as well as close it for more aerodynamic when it's not needed. So if you can see here, let's focus on here. They've nicely placed the grille in this M440 with a chrome finish, matte finish, and then also the camera here. For the front camera is the 360 camera. The car, as you can see from the bumper down, it's much lower than its predecessor, as well as its little brother M340, or the 3 Series. It's a lower center of gravity. It makes it easier to maneuver, easier to take corners. It's almost like you're spreading butter, it's easy. That's how easy it is. We're gonna come over to the side and look at the wheels. As you can see, these wheels are 19-inch non-run flat tires. Non-run flat meaning they're not going to have run flat tires when you get a flat. You're going to have to repair it, or you have to call roadside assistance. However, this actually loses a lot of weight for the vehicle. So if we come down over to these wheels down here, as you can see, 19-inch for the M440 non-run flats, but the 430 is actually coming 18-inch, also non-run flat. Now don't be worried. For those of you who actually want run flat tires, you'll actually get it if you want to. Okay, and you can order that with your sales executive at the time of ordering. We're going to move down here to the door. Okay, the 4 Series has one of the bigger doors, just like its a bigger brother, 8 Series. If you look at it, it's almost like a little version of the 8 Series. Beautiful lines, beautiful design. Almost reminds me of a muscle car, don't you think, Ilya? A muscle car that, it gives you the power, gives you the handling, but also has the sleek German design that we always waited for. Moving down to the back, we call it the trunk over here. If Chris, you want to come over here and focus ourselves. We have the automatic trunk on the M440. And you know what? The trunk space is not bad at all. I'm definitely going to able to fit 2 golf clubs in there easily. And if you want to hide anything, there's always compartments on the side that are netted down. And with a press of a button or a kick of a foot with your keys around, the trunk will close. Okay. Moving down to the passenger side and the interior. If you look in here, we have this package actually is the black interior with the blue stitching. And this blue stitching gives it that extra personality, we call it, moving into this coupe version of cars. And then, of course, our very familiar, newly designed iDrive 7, as well as the BMW interior that looks identical in all vehicles. Okay, and then now, if we close the door, I'm going to turn our attention to the engine. So I'm going to open up the hood.
I can do that for you.
Thank you, Ilya.
My pleasure.
So what do we have here? Whoa. Inline six-cylinder, 382 horsepower with 369 pounds of torque. Now, this is not the only option you can get. You can also get the four-cylinder, okay, that puts out 255 horsepower, a little less, but a more fuel efficient. So there's always something for everyone, okay? And if this is not enough for you in terms of power, our bigger brother M4 is also going to come in very soon. We're scheduled to have start of production in late spring of next year, 2021, and we're hoping to see these vehicles on the road by April, May. If you're ready to order, we are taking pre-orders now, and if you ever want to come in and take a test drive, honestly, this is one of the best thing we have actually at Polycarroll BMW. Come on in. You don't have to talk to anybody. You can check in at the reception, select the car you want to drive, and it's completely touchless and contactless. Talk to one of the sales executives that will give you a key, and off you go for half an hour. Enter all your information, and you can do this at home. You can download the app called Ace Marketing or Ace app, and then you can go through the test drive when you come into the dealership. We'll have all your information ready, and we'll know where the vehicle is, so it's for your safety and for ours as well.
Wonderful, thank you. Lucas, I'm wondering, you mentioned the engines. We can talk a little bit about BMW's famed xDrive system.
Yeah.
And wondering, does the 4 Series, is xDrive standard throughout, or do we have a rear-wheel drive option?
Correct. So actually, that's a very good question. With the 430 and the 440, it actually comes with both xDrive, which means that the power is able to be transferred from front and back, and almost 100% to the back if needed. It's almost, you won't even feel it when you're taking a corner because the car will kind of do it for you. But in terms of once we step up to the M4, we're going to be able to get the rear-wheel drive.
Right.
And what everyone's looking for, manual transmission. You're definitely going to get that.
You beat me to the next question. So
Yeah, absolutely.
that is going to be the. So maybe we want to talk a little bit about the transmission that comes standard in the 440.
Yes. So the transmission that comes in the standard 440 and the 430 is 8-speed transmission, automatic, shifts pretty quick, not lightning quick, but quick. Okay. It's going to obviously give some reason why somebody needs to move to an M4 with that more powerful M transmission.
Right, right. And is this a dual clutch transmission as well?
This is not the dual clutch. The one that's above the DCT is the dual clutch, yes.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah. Do we have any questions from audience? Please feel free to ask away. I'm more than happy to answer.
For sure. So we'll take a look at a few of the, pardon me taking out my phone, we'll just take a look at a few of the questions that are coming through. We have spoken about the manual transmission. One of the questions was actually how xDrive works, so we talked about that. But there was a question about what are the benefits to run flat tires? You had mentioned this earlier on in the walkaround.
Yes, so at the beginning of our program, we were talking about the run flat tires. Benefit of having it and not having it. Honestly, the biggest thing is weight distribution, and having a run flat tire is that it's for your safety. The reason why BMW came up with run flat tires, mainly because of weight distribution for the not having a donut tire or not having a spare tire in the trunk, as well as it's more safety for you. When you get a flat, you can just continue to drive to the safest spot without having to worry about calling somebody, calling a tow truck, calling roadside assistance for help. It's an advantage.
For sure.
But later on, they took it out and think that this is more of a weight advantage to take out the run flat for this 4 Series.
Absolutely. Well, and to that, we talk about tires, we talk about performance and the feeling on the road, and I think you've given us a very good idea of how this vehicle performs. One of the questions that keeps coming up is, what is the biggest difference in terms of feeling, obviously horsepower, between the 4 Series and the M4?
Yeah, so like you say, biggest difference definitely the horsepower, but also the body itself, wider frame,
right.
More rigidity, and also lighter weight for the M4.
For sure.
Even though it has a bigger engine, I think that with the lighter weight, being track ready is very important. A lot of people who are looking for an M4 is looking for performance. You're not going to take an M4 to go buy groceries, but you're going to take an M4 to the track on a nice sunny day in the summer, right?
Right.
And I think that makes the difference for all of us when you can differentiate between a 440 versus an M4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So we'll take a look through here and see if there's any more questions coming through. One of our viewers is asking, will there be a four-door version of the 4 Series?
Yes, actually, the Grand Coupe, a very, very popular vehicle nowadays across the auto industry, especially with BMW. The 4 Series Grand Coupe actually sold very well compared to the coupe version, mainly because of practicality. Having the 4-door and also having the sleek look is very important to a lot of people.
Right.
People and customers and clients that drive a BMW are looking for performance, looking for looks, and obviously looking for, sometimes they need practicality, and that's what the Grand Coupe is giving. We haven't heard exactly when those dates are coming, but I'm hoping to see them next summer and not the year after.
Okay, wonderful. So as we go through the list here, and thank you all for sending in your questions. This is fantastic. One of the questions comes in about speaking to the active safety features of the 4 Series. So
Yes.
I see we obviously have the blind spot monitoring and those types of things, but would you like to walk us through in detail?
Absolutely. So as you can see, there is cameras on the mirror. There's also cameras at the front where we originally stated. As well, if you go inside to focus on the interior, there's a little button here that I'm going to press, and it's a little green light. What this green light does in all iDrive system now, it has the active safety feature. Frontal collision warning, you have blind spot warning, which is actually on the mirror in a little triangle, as well as rear cross traffic alert when you're backing up. And those things are now standard in all of our, most of our BMWs. It comes as a very important thing for a lot of people. Whereas you can also upgrade a driver's assistance package. Now it gives you traffic jam assist, it gives you stop and go function, things that people are looking for when they're stuck in traffic.
Of course. Well, thank you for that. That is wonderful. As we're going through, we have
I'm going to close this so it makes it look nicer, you know?
Of course.
The sleek lines.
Although the engine does look quite impressive
I
as
know,
well.
I know.
We have a really fun question here from the audience. It's actually for you, Lucas. What is your favorite color for the new 4 Series?
There's a lot of colors. We have obviously this one here, a black sapphire metallic. But the classic colors, the Alpine white, the Portimao blue, the Dravit gray, now comes in the 4 Series. And also Tanzanite blue at an extra cost, but definitely speaks for itself when why people choose that color. The metallic paint is beautiful on these cars, and when you drive a car like this, the first thing kind of you want to do is turn heads, right? This beautiful vehicle, you want to show it off to everybody. You want to let everybody know that this is a beautiful BMW that you just purchased, and I think those colors definitely make it stand out.
Of course, I think you bring up a great point. You were talking about the grille and the wheels and the body lines as well. As this vehicle is a statement, and that's what it's meant to be. So I think that in an interesting color choice, that only brings it out even further.
Yeah.
So we're definitely running along here in terms of time. There is one question from a viewer asking actually about what the component is there by the front end. I believe that is the head-up display system, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, the heads-up display system is now a big technology in a lot of auto industry. What this does is it keeps your eyes on the road. So there's a little reflection screen. I think maybe if you can focus from the top, it projects your speed. It projects your navigation, your radio, your contacts for cell phone as well. So what it actually does is it keeps your eyes on the road. That split second where you have to look at your infotainment system, now you don't have to do so because you can keep your eyes on the road and look at your windshield and it'll be right there. It takes a little bit of time to get used to, but I think a lot of people who get used to it cannot live without it.
Okay, well, wonderful. It looks like we've had a very comprehensive look around the vehicle, which is fantastic. Right now, we're going to be looking on our phone in terms of our viewers. I'm going to pass it off to the team off screen here to see if there are any further questions that came through. And if not, they will beam them directly to my phone, so I can definitely get them out here.
I actually want to give one quick thing that I actually missed and I forgot to tell you. If you notice the back seats in a lot of coupes, there's not a lot of space. I'm 6 foot, okay, and Ilya, you're
about 5'10".
5'10",
yeah.
right? And I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna fit there, no problem. And I'm gonna test it for you guys, for those who need practicality. And I'm 6 foot. I am comfortably located back here, and my knees are not touching. And that's very important to me, because if I have a family of 3 or 4, my kids or if I have a pet, they can sit at the back without having been crushed or feel congested or feel claustrophobic. And with one little click of a button, the seat is completely automatic, and off you go. I'm gonna get out here before I get stuck.
Oh, thank you, Lucas,
Awesome.
for not making me demonstrate that portion of it. I appreciate it.
You can go in.
Yeah.
You can go in.
Well, it looks as if, that looks like we've got a pretty thorough, comprehensive coverage of the vehicle. And it looks like we've answered all of your questions right now that have come through. But of course, like any BMW vehicle, you really do have to drive one to experience it. That is really what they're all about.
Yeah.
So we'd like to thank you all for joining us today. We really appreciate the questions that have come through. We appreciate the viewership. And of course, we invite you to come into Polycara BMW, experience our self-service test drive program for yourself, and experience the new 4 Series, which is just remarkable. I know I got to drive it earlier today, and I'm blown away.
Yeah,
So
exactly. So just make sure you go on the App Store, Google Play Store, or the Apple App Store. Download the app. The app, I think, is called ACE, right? Once you download that app, it will guide you through the process of how to take a picture of your driver's license, how to enter your credit card information. This credit card information will be completely secured. We're not going to share this information to anybody. It is solely for the purpose of your safety. We'll be able to track the car once you come in for a test drive. You can take a 30-minute time slot. You can book it for any time you want. And in case you need to cancel, it's a click of a button or give us a call. We'll automatically cancel for you. For sure. So be sure to check it out, because it's something that I think with this whole COVID situation, it's bringing all us to
new frontiers in terms of test drives. And for that point as well, the vehicle will be fully sanitized as well before your test.
Absolutely, every time. Yes.
Does the 4 Series offer manual transmission?
Oh, the manual transmission. So we did speak about this.
Yes.
But the manual transmission, I mean, when you're a BMW driver, that is, of course, a large question that's looming. So in terms of manual transmission, not as of yet. We do have
the M4.
The M4.
Yes, so the M4, like I said, I'll say that again. It does come with manual transmission. In early spring of 2021, you can pre-order your M4 in manual transmission. However, it only comes in a rear-wheel drive. With the M4 competition, you can come with automatic, as well as the the M4 competition will come in automatic. And also, you want to upgrade the M4 competition. Not only comes in automatic, but also comes in all-wheel drive.
Wow.
And that's the very first thing that BMW is coming out with. That's wowing a lot of people, because traditionally M4,
I was going to say,
rear-wheel drive, and a lot of people shy away from it because they can't drive it, right? So
absolutely.
Manual transmission, yes, it's coming.
All right. Well, lots of tech, lots of performance, and of course with BMW, lots of innovation. So thank you, Lucas, again, and thank you all for viewing. Of course, we welcome if you have any questions, please feel free to come into the store or call in or email, and we'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Ilya. Thank you so much, guys.